My name's Jeff St Laurent. This is the Live Tuesday show each and every week. And as people come on live, I'm excited because today's topic is the needs-based approach. This is the way you will get paid. If you don't do what I say today or some version of it, you will not get paid. And so that's why this is an important component that we talk about this today. So before we get rolling, I do record all of my live shows and I put them on my website, sellingcoaching.com, under the university. So please check that out. I help coaches transition to a full-time business, help you create a structured plan to get you from where you are now as you're starting off or somewhere along the continuum to creating a full-time business with a full-time income for yourself. It's going to take time, but we need that structure. So I have a lot of great resources at sellingcoaching.com. Start off right on the homepage where you can enter your name and email address for my great audio resource, and that's launching your full-time business, the first 3 vital steps. So when you enter your name and email, you're going to get instant access to that. It's also going to put you in my email community. It allows you to get some great information on me, from me on a weekly basis, but also you can see how I communicate with my audience every week, because that's what you need to start doing if you're not already. It's communicating your message, and that's what today's all about, is me communicating my message to you. And I talked just a second ago about, as I help coaches transition to a full-time business, and it's creating that plan. And the thing is, you've got to create a structured plan in order for you to move forward, right? I remember when I was starting off 15 years ago with my coaching business, and I was so passionate about coaching, but I had all these ideas and I was doing stuff, right? I was doing stuff in my business, but I didn't know if the stuff I was doing was actually moving me forward or not. And sometimes I felt like I was moving forward, and sometimes I felt like I was going in circles, and sometimes I felt like I wasn't doing anything, even though I was doing lots of stuff. And so that's why as I mentor coach with my clients who hire me, that's the situation. Whereas I want you to have a structured plan so you know what you're doing each and every day. And it still might be frustrating, but at least you know you're doing the right things and developing and honing the right skill sets that's going to allow you to move forward. And that's a big piece for that. So if you're in a situation where you know you want some of that help or need some of that help, just go to sellingcoaching.com and fill out the form at the bottom of the Work With Me page. That's if you're in a situation where you're thinking you might find value in working with me as your mentor coach. If you fill that form out at the bottom of the Work With Me page, I'll follow up with you and we can create a relaxed conversation and go from there. But now that we're here, we're going to talk about getting you paid. And with my mentor coaching clients, if they come to me at some point, and everyone does at some point, and they're frustrated, you're going to be frustrated in this business, in any aspect of your life. If you're doing it right, you're going to get frustrated. And so there's going to be a point where, whether you're getting paid or not, even when you're getting paid, it can be frustrating because you want to get paid more. And there's going to be a point where they'll come to me like, oh, I'm frustrated. And I'm like, okay. And you're frustrated with, let's say, if they're not getting paid or not getting paid enough or not getting paid what they want. And one of the first things I'll ask them is I'll have them go back to the statistics that I help them track, because there's certain statistics that you need to track in your business. We're not going to go through those today. That's stuff I do with my mentor coaching clients, but I'm going to stay focused on one of those things. One of those things is tracking what I call your approaches. And an approach is where you're simply asking for business. And now, what I'm talking about today is something I call a needs-based approach, because it's not just going up and asking people, hey, do you need a coach? Or, hey, do you want a coach? Or, hey, would you ever consider coaching with me? Right? That's asking for business. And if that's what you want to do, I'd rather have you do that than nothing, right? I don't necessarily think that's the best approach, because you're not taking into consideration where that person is and why you're asking in the first place, which is the whole premise for a needs-based approach. But what I will say is if you're never asking for business at all, you're never going to get business. And I'm saying the word never, which is a very absolute word, because what I've found in doing this full-time for 15 years now and working with many, many clients over the years is that it's very rare, if ever, someone's going to just come up to you as a result of whatever you've done or not done, seminar, a video, a written blog, a post, an email, whatever it is. It's very rare, if ever, someone's going to come to you and be like, I want to work with you, right? Sometimes they'll say things like, hey, tell me more about your coaching. or how much does your coaching cost? They'll ask, I'll say what otherwise would be cryptic questions, which is really saying, hey, I'm thinking about understanding a little bit more about what you do as a coach because I think you can help me. Or based on what I saw, read, or heard, what you just did, I feel like you could help me with whatever I'm going through. I don't know what you do, or I don't know what this coaching thing is, but I think you might be able to help, right? They'll ask some cryptic questions around that, right? And it's our job to understand what they're actually saying and kind of be able to take the conversation on from there. But what I'm going to talk about today is needs-based approach, where in these conversations, in any conversations, I like to call them the sales conversations. And sales conversations are created from point A of wherever you create a conversation with someone, right? And no, that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm trying to sell them coaching, let's say, or whatever else you have any for your products or services. However, what that means is you're in business for yourself and you have something you can sell. Therefore, every conversation you have, it's your duty. It's your duty. It's your job to be listening for and be uncovering needs that people might have where you might be able to help them out if they were to hire you as your coach. It's your duty because, like it or not, you're a full-time salesperson. And you're thinking, oh my God, most people don't like sales. But as an entrepreneur, like, you're selling something. And if we have no other products or services, it's your coaching, right? So that's what you're selling all the time. It's how we sell it is what we want to start to understand, which is what I'm helping with you a little bit today, is because most people are afraid to ask or approach people because, number one, they don't know how, and number two, they're afraid of being pushy or making people feel uncomfortable. So the needs-based approach is designed, if you will, in mind so that you can ask and feel good about it. It's appropriate and it's respectful of the other person, and because you listen to them, and when done properly, there's forward movement. Now, forward movement doesn't necessarily always mean that you're going to get a client out of it. It just means that the relationship will progress forward, and you're not going to offend the person, upset the person, piss off the person, and you're going to get yourself to a position where you're actually going to start to feel like, wow, I'm getting somewhere, and you're going to open up possible opportunities for you to actually coach and get clients that otherwise would not be created, where you're going to be sitting at home or wherever you're doing things, never getting clients. Because once again, I reiterate, it's very rare, if ever, for the sake of conversation, we say it will never happen where people are just going to come up to you waving their credit card saying, hey, I want to hire you as my coach. And even if someone does say that, like, oh my God, I need to hire you, or oh my God, I want to hire you, I loved what just happened, they really don't know what coaching is. People that work with you and hire you as a coach, 3 months later, really don't know what coaching is. We don't even really know what coaching is, right? It's this ethereal, experiential, fantastic thing we get done to us, this coaching thing that we just know works and it feels great. And we can kind of describe it. So therefore, we're going to start to understand where people are at. And here's what this is all about. This is all about understanding where people are at. So I want you to create and engage in conversations with people, not with the thought of, oh, I want to sell them something, but yes, we got to keep that in mind, but rather we've got to engage in conversation so that we can start to say, oh, okay, where is this person at? What are they going through in their world right now? And then let me find out a little bit more about that. Let me be curious. Let me be interested. Let me listen at a deeper level than just superficially and how it relates back to me, but how it relates to them. And when they say what they're saying, how do they feel? This is coaching, isn't it? This is the essence of coaching. So it's actually sales. This is what I love about what I teach here with helping you coaches transition to full-time business, is that selling skill set is the same as coaching. It is. The only difference is that as we listen to what we hear, we get to culminate it to the effect where we hear something that's relevant for us that we can help them with it, is we got to create an approach, which is what I'm teaching you today. So we've got to get to that point where we start to say, hey, tell me a little bit more about what you said, or Tell me what's going on in your world. And this starts from conversations. This is what I do with my mentor coaching clients. I teach them when they get conversations, right? So people are live right now. They're making some comments, right? And so someone makes a comment right now. So Suli, as an example, right? She's on live, right? And she says, hey, yes, structure, communicate, and get paid. Thanks, right? So there's people, when you do stuff, hopefully you're doing stuff and putting it out there, that make comments, right? Love what you do, or this is so great, thank you so much. And they're general comments like that, right? So where what I teach my clients is to follow up with those people. So I might follow up with Suli. I know Suli, we've chatted before, right? I might follow up with her and be like, hey, so great seeing you on my live show today. Or maybe I posted a video or something, I made a post somewhere and she said something like that. And I saw that you said, you were aligning with what I was saying, structure, communicate, and get paid. Thanks. I'm so glad it resonated with you. I'm curious what you're going through in your world right now where this information is resonating with you, right? So I'm just going to make a connection with that person. That's all I'm doing, and maybe that person doesn't even write back, or they can write back and they can start to say like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm really starting to do X or Y, or, I'm going through this right now and it's really tough. And so now I want to find out a little bit more about that. So I'm going to ask, obviously these are made up situations. I'm trying to pull from a real situation of what I could do and what you could do. And what I help with my clients is I actually help them, guide them through the conversation back and forth of what to write and how to navigate that and teach, okay, here's what we're looking for. I'm trying to give you a basic overview of this, which is leading to a needs-based approach. So I'm going to get to a point in a back and forth conversation, however it started. Maybe it's through, like I outlined like there, from an event you're doing, a post that you made, etc., and you start a back and forth virtual conversation. Maybe it's after an event that you do and someone comes up to your table afterwards or tucks you in the back of the room and it's like, oh my God, loved what you did. It was so relevant, or, oh, this is so great, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they ask a question like, hey, I'm curious, tell me more about your coaching, whatever it is. And I'm not going to answer. I'm going to say, I'd love to tell you more about my coaching. I'm curious, why do you ask? What am I searching for? I'm searching for a need. They come up to me afterwards and say, thank you so much. I loved your information, or this resonated with me so much. And they say, I'm glad it resonated with you so much. I'm curious what you're going through in your world right now where this is like, really resonating with you. Tell me more specifically. Tell me a little bit more. Hey, you know what? Maybe you don't have time right there. I'd love to continue this conversation. What's the best email? I'd love to follow you up with you when you get home so we can continue this conversation. So we exchange information. I follow up with that person. I get home and I say, hey, it was great meeting you. You start to tell me about, your relationship. You start to tell me about your business, your whatever. Tell me more about what's going on. So I'm starting to uncover a need that this person has. So once I uncovered a need that this person has, selling is all about need, and then really the most important part is the timing of that need. So once I uncover a need that I feel like, oh my God, and this happens to us, right? Oh my God, I could so help this person if I were to coach them, right? How many times have you said that? Oh my God, this is my ideal client, right? And you're just like, oh, I wish they would hire me. Like you're in high school again and seeing this guy, this girl, oh my God, they're my dream mate. I wish they would date me. Oh, I wish they would like me or look at me, whatever it is. Like that's the way we are. But so we have a conversation and find out what the need is. And then we find out, like, the other crucial piece is the timing of that need. Well, it sounds like you're really frustrated in your relationship or whatever, a business right now. Let me ask you, why? It sounds like this has been going on for a while. Or how long has this been going on for? Oh my God, whatever the answer is. Or it's just this last 2 weeks has been really hard. But odds are, with stuff that we're dealing with people, it's been going on for months, years, if not decades. Oh my God, the last 2 years or the last decade, really, it's just been so horrible. So what's different about now? What's different about today than the last 2 years that makes you like, oh my God, I got to do something about this? Why now? That's what we're asking. And once you find that out, now you're left with all the information you need to create a needs-based approach. This is the vital part of your business, whereas if you just don't do anything from here, then you getting paid, it's completely your fault. And in fact, you'll never get paid if you don't do what I'm about to tell you from this point, right? And we've got to get to this point or we don't make the approach. So if I'm going to make an approach, meaning asking for business or asking if they're open to taking a closer look at coaching, right? If I don't do it because I hear a need and I know the timing of that need, the odds of us it being more awkward, us coming across as pushy, and then a potential person feeling uncomfortable with us asking is a lot greater. However, if you do it this way, where you know a need and the timing of that need the best you can, and then we make an approach that sounds something like, geez, I know you want to make changes in your business, and it sounds like you've been wanting to do this for a while now, and it seems like now is the right time for you to do something about it. It seems like you're really passionate about this. It seems like you're really motivated about it. I can't help but ask, or based on that, I can't help but ask if you ever take a closer look at how I could help you if you were to hire me as your coach. That's an approach, right? And it's designed very respectfully. And you could even follow up and say, the only reason why I'm asking is because, I heard you say X and Y or Z, and I know I can tell you want to do something about it. And this is what I do for a living. This is what I do for my business, is I help people just like you. But again, I don't know if this is something you're interested in, but again, I couldn't help but ask. I'm curious, what are your thoughts? We go from there, right? And when you approach it like that, it's an approach, but it's an approach based on what I heard, which is a need that you have, hence a needs-based approach. And that's what we're looking to do. And that's what we're looking to get to with people, is we're looking to get to the space where we find these needs and we find out the timing of these needs and take a little bit of time. And the people that are willing to engage in a conversation, they're willing to engage in this. And those that aren't, that's okay. However, those that are, it doesn't take long to get to this. It's not like, oh my God, I got to spend all this time and this back and forth and an hour on the phone. No, if you're spending that much time with someone, you're getting into details. You're getting into starting to coach them. This isn't coaching. This is asking questions to understand where a person is and what they want, not how they're going to get there or what they've done, or not all the sticky, messy details around the situation. It's just like, it sounds like you're frustrated right now. What's going on in your world? Where's this frustration coming from? Tell me more about that. Well, how long has this been going on for? Okay, well, it sounds like you want to do something about it. Why now? Or what's different about today than the last year or the last 6 months? Wow, it sounds like you're pretty motivated to do something about that. Hey, listen, I'm wondering, after hearing what you said, I can't help but ask if you'd ever take a closer look at how I could help you if you were to hire me as your coach. And the reason I ask is because it sounds like you so badly want this, and the timing couldn't be better. And this is like what I do for a living. And you're like my ideal client. And of course, I don't know if it's something you're interested in or not, but I couldn't help but ask. I feel obligated to ask because of what you just told me. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? And you just have a back and forth, a very open dialogue, and go from there. And if they qualify, that's what we can offer them a complimentary session. If they are open to it and we find out a little bit more and they're serious about it, then we can offer them a complimentary session. But maybe they go a little further and they're hesitant and they're like, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. It always goes back to the timing and the need. But this is where I want you to get to with this approach. This is a vital component of our business that I'm outlining here. And it's really the whole back end of marketing. The only reason why we market, however we market, I don't care if it's paid marketing with Facebook ads or Google ads, or if you're doing most likely free stuff like writing stuff and posting it on social media, doing live broadcasts like this, writing emails, sending it out to your audience, doing any other types of communication, networking events, speaking engagements, seminars, you name it, however we're getting our message out there. The whole point of doing that is to create engagement where we can start to create these conversations. This is the other half of our marketing. So there's this marketing, and that's to stir up stuff where we can create these conversations, these sales conversations, where we're digging up need and timing. And once we find that, it's our obligation. And I say it's our obligation because that's what you're in business for. You're in business to help people. And if you're ever going to get paid to offer what you offer, which let's say is coaching or a solution for people, then we've got to ask. hopefully this has been helpful for you. This is really powerful stuff. Again, if this is stuff where like maybe you're in a lot of situations like this and you're like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Oh my God, this is what I really need help with. This is like, if you can't tell, this is one of my favorite things to help clients with, because not only is this the stuff that gets them paid, the result that we're all really going for is getting clients so we can flex our coaching muscles and skill sets. And it's what we love, but also it's how we get paid doing it. But it's my passion to do this. So if you know you need or want some help, and especially if you're at this phase or you want to get to this phase, because you're not there yet, you got a lot of stuff to do to figure out how to get yourself out and market yourself so you can get to this phase. That's where I'd say consider mentor coaching with me. And like I said, go to sellingcoaching.com, fill out the form at the bottom of the work with me page, and I'll follow up with you and we'll see where you're at. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find out the need that you have and the timing of that need. And if it's there and you're serious about it, guess what? I'm probably going to offer you a complimentary mentor coaching session. And if not, that's okay. Guess what? I'm going to say, well, when do you think this is going to change? You know what? Let's follow up if you want me to follow up with you. And if it changes, great. If not, I wish you the best of luck. That's how we do it. So that's my offer to you.